Malphite and Aurelia the bans on their end. So they're taking the initiative. They're banning TF first, up and straight and outright.
So no Alistar ban, and yet Lil Ball's not going with Alistar.
No, there's still 3 more bans. WhyTrollMe banned out Alistar, Morgana, and Shen.
Oh, okay. Oh, all right. I thought you said that WhyTrollMe banned out TF. Okay.
Nope. The Assassins did it on their own, just to make sure.
They did it all by themselves.
They did it on their own?
Yeah, so I mean, Nocturne is definitely a really strong jungler, and Lil Balls has been fantastic regardless.
And
it's cool watching him play Alistar.
And Nocturne has been the first pick here for the Assassins
that's pretty standard. If Nocturne's available, if your other first picks are out, then he's just a really strong first pick. Cho actually walking up. Karthus does see him, so they will be able to back off.
Yep, and the last pick also real quick for WhyTrollMe is actually the Pantheon, going to be going top lane to try and do something. Against Darius there.
Yeah, that's really interesting. So Pantheon, I've seen Pantheon a couple of times in the top lane. Never in competitive play, to be honest. But the big thing is Pantheon, he has constant harass, which really abuses Darius. Darius really falls quickly to constant harass, and he's actually starting off with a mana potion as well. So one of the issues with Pantheon is how quickly you run out of mana, but that's not going to be an issue for him. So he can just constantly spam those spears at Darius and wear him down, and then exchange decently in those 1v1 situations. If Darius gets gets in that melee range, Darius will win those matchups 1v1 against Pantheon. Even though the shield blocks the attack, I believe the buff still stacks.
Well, we're going to find out.
Yeah, so whenever you have on-hit effects, the shield blocks the attack, but a lot of times on-hit effects go through. I'm fairly certain. I don't remember. I haven't played Pantheon in a while, but I'm fairly certain that's the case. But so Pantheon, he can control that top lane and then look to get some ganks later on. And so we'll see whether or not that's valuable. But the big thing is it's against Karthus. So Karthus is very vulnerable to ganks. He doesn't have a lot of mobility. Pantheon can just jump right on top of him. Ahri has great initiation. So between the two of them, they have so much kill potential against this Karthus.
Ahri could be getting into a bad spot here. The Charm going down onto Karthus, forcing the flash. He had to be sure.
He didn't know who was there.
Yeah, he didn't know if anyone else was also in tow with Ahri, being safe just in case. But there we go, flash blown.
It was actually a really nice play from Ahri because there was no kill potential in Ari's part. There was no chance she was going to get anyone killed or even harass down Karthus really. Yep. But by threatening it there, it was kind of a bluff, and it worked out perfectly. So she got that advantage. Yep. In the meantime, Stanley, he's probably going to play a little bit defensively early on because of the strength that Pantheon is going to have over him. So we'll see how that kind of works out. He will need to watch out to ganks a little bit later in the game because Nocturne and Darius combined, Pantheon, he has no means of escaping from ganks. So very quickly, he could go down in those situations.
Pantheon, it's also, I was thinking a little bit too, because you were talking a little bit about mana issues. I'm remembering, hey, what's a good common top lane item for someone who's pretty mana hungry? Philosopher's Stone, or maybe even a Chalice. Chalice probably less likely because it's not gonna the magic resistance is really gonna do a whole hell of a lot against Darius. But Philo Stone though could be a good choice. Yeah,
but Pantheon, he's looking to be aggressive early, and when you're looking to take an early game advantage and be aggressive, you don't buy gold pretends because it slows down your aggression. It makes you weaker in fights, so they won't be doing that.
Brutalizer, maybe?
We'll see how he'll build. Yeah, Brutalizer is definitely a strong early item on Pantheon. He might end up going with a tier into like a Manamune or something like that. In the meantime, Ashe in the bottom lane, Ashe and Sona, that's a really strong harass lane, and then it's also very defensive. So they can, as long as they keep their positioning right, they will be able to avoid that aggression from Ezreal and Leona and kind of keep them at bay. And we had kind of seen in the last game, Ezreal and Leona not really going in for those aggressive ganks, so they should be okay in this lane.
Yeah, Nocturne, he is going to be spotted out actually going for these Wraiths. So WhyTrollMe, they do have a pretty good indication of Nocturne's current status. He's not going to be going quickly, really for those ganks anytime soon. He's just looking to sit back, farm up. But you also got Cho in the jungle as well. So what is Cho actually providing for the team at the moment?
Well, right now he's going to be providing a gank on Karthus, but what we've seen in the past from Cho, primarily Saint Vicious, has been that he's a very strong control jungler, and he's going to be very tanky later on. Ahri trying to get the position, the flash charm, and there's the rupture as well, the silence also, and Cho will be able to pick up the kill. Actually going to Ahri, she tries to get the slow off, but the real quick kill, the flash charm, beautiful play by Ahri. And so Cho, he's a control jungler. He is looking for just really fast jungling speed. I don't know if this guy is running movement speed. Saint Vicious runs movement speed on the Cho, but you can just clear the jungle very easily. You're very safe, and then with that, yeah, he is running movement speed. So he has movement speed, Quince. So you can just constantly roam around the map and counter stuff out.
There's a stun on top lane going to Darius.
Oh, he's got
the ignite. He's going for that kill. That should be able to take out. Oh, something. Oh no, he walked too far to tower range. Oh, unfortunate. Wow, yeah, Pantheon had that.
He was walking up. He was walking up to see if he needed that one last spear, and
he didn't.
Yeah, he didn't. But I mean, that's the early aggression.
Oh, actually, there's Leona, the quick stun from Leona. Don't go onto Sona. Half health already. Does have to flash out of there, throwing down all those songs, all those auras to try and keep her safe.
Yeah, it's just the quick aggression that Pantheon has, and so he has kind of an early advantage. The pink ward actually from Cho, so he can keep an eye on if they're trying to ward there, so he can still get those ganks into that mid lane. Really nice job there.
So, but now Nocturne's, he's hanging around mid lane quite a bit because he recognizes, okay, Karthus, he's not very mobile, he's very prone to ganks. He may want to babysit him just a little bit next time Cho tries to go in for a rupture for the silence for all that jazz for another kill.
Yeah, and one of the nice things with the Pantheon kill in that top lane was there was a big wave pushing into Darius, so he's able to deny a lot of that golden experience along with getting the kill. Karthus wasn't able to pick up an assist, so that's always a nice thing too.
There's a lack of ward coverage down bot lane right now for WhyTrollMe, so Cho could get in there if he really wants to. But then this is what we saw the previous game as well. The Leona Ezreal combo. They're looking for the aggression. They're looking for kills, but they can only do so much. But you have Sona, fantastic ult for the pressure, but you got to be 6 first. So there's still a little bit of a window for Ez and Leona to get really aggressive here.
Yeah, and Pantheon is building that Brutalizer first, so he's going to have a lot of harass damage. Actually, the pull from Stanley and the hemorrhage, it does hit, even though it was blocked by the shield.
Yep.
But there is the Q as well, so he does get damage there, and he is able to wear down Pantheon a little bit. So you see really quickly, if they're kind of dueling, then Stanley is going to win those damage exchanges, but Pantheon has the range harass. So it's Pantheon's job to just kind of stick out of range, but Pantheon's spears are the same range as the pull, so he does have to watch out for that. It's kind of a tricky situation for him.
It is kind of weird, but then again, after the pull, you can also get the spears. I think it's just trading harass. But if Pantheon's going to be rushing that Brutalizer, I think very early on those exchanges are actually just going to go in his favor. There you go, Spirit Rush from Ahri. Wants to try and poke down the Karthus. Can only do so much though.
Yeah, and Pantheon actually making his way down towards the bottom lane, so he's going to be looking to ult with that Leona combo.
They're looking to dive. They're looking to see what they can get here. Leona is not 6 yet. How close are you? You're not very, about halfway. But with the Pantheon ult, you bait him out a little bit. It's a far way to run, without having summoners, because you already know Sona's flash is down. Granted, Ashel has hers, but I think they may actually be aiming more towards the Sona, but Pantheon's wasting a lot of time here unless they make a play. There you go. Here comes the ult. Warning. Mistake. You're getting caught out. Wow, that was a lot of quick damage. But Leona does get the stun onto Ashe, walking on out to safety. Quick kill.
Yeah, it was
but
also
that's a lot of time, though.
It was also really good timing from them because they recognize Nocturne. Nocturne wants that mobility to shut down those ganks. Ashe with the volley. That's so rude. But Nocturne, Nocturne has that mobility to shut down those ganks and then move in and counter gank. But because Nocturne, they knew he was up top giving blue to Karthus because of the timing. He's okay. But unfortunately, Pantheon actually missing out on a lot of CS. Cho will be able to pick this up.
And here's the thing, though, too, because since Pantheon was spending a lot of his time down bot lane, I mean, he had the level lead, he had the experience lead top lane. Not anymore.
Yeah, and the big thing is that Darius is actually going to win that lane from now on. And Pantheon, he has to play really defensively. Like, Darius can just get a pull onto Pantheon, chase him down, and pick up a kill. And along with the Ignite and the Ultimate, he's going to get those kills very quickly, which means that Pantheon needs to sit back and play defensively and then try and gank a lot of other lanes. But his farm is going to drop drastically compared with Darius.
And I saw this from Stanley last game as well. 2 Doran shields. That's a lot of health. That's a lot of armor. That's a lot of regen. So he's looking to stay in the lane. There you go. Ahri looking for a kill really quickly. Sona goes down once again. They know their target. They're getting their kills. They're getting what they want bot lane for sure.
Yeah, and actually Darius getting the pull on the Pantheon. He's got him very low. He will already be able to get this. The ultimate and the ignite, the hemorrhages. He should go down any tick now. No.
No, he's going to live at 5 health. Never mind.
Oh, the flash from Stanley. Really
Flash
nice play.
yeah.
Is able to pick up that kill, just barely getting in range.
5 health. It was like, oh, that's fine. He'll get out of here. Never mind.
Yeah, and that's the issue. Pantheon can't even lane against Stanley at this point, and that's kind of the risk that you take with Pantheon is if you ever put yourself behind it all. Nocturne is up in this top jungle, but they didn't see him. They don't have any vision there. Yep. So Ari walking down to drop a ward. Nocturne gets out of there easily. He has the ward over by the Wraiths, so he knows where they're kind of putting pressure. And then we'll see. He actually might go in for a kill once Pantheon comes back in the lane along with Darius. He could tank the tower for Darius, or if Cho gets up there, they could get a kill on Cho actually. And Little Ball's just letting him go through, so we'll see if they decide to tank this.
But right now Cho's he's looking for the farm. He wants to go ahead and clear the wave. He doesn't want any of those creeps to go to waste. And, well, he'll have a snack too. Why not? He's there. It's convenient enough for him. Ari waiting out in the bush, unbeknownst to her, though. It is warded, so Karthus isn't going to get too close. Yeah, and Pink Ward, nice placement.
But
take out the other Pink Ward.
Pantheon trying to set up in the spot lane once again, and it's a really nice combo to pick up some kills, and he is actually going for the ult. Leona is jumping onto actually Sona, but Sona with the flash barely able to get out of there, and so he's just wasting his time. Taipei Assassins, really nice defensive play.
Well, here's the thing though, so the whole point of everyone wandering down bot lane was to just camp them out, camp out the support, and get the bot lane more fed, but I think they've already gotten them to that point. I think they got to. I think right now, WhyTrollMe. Whoa, bot! There you go in the mid. Ari with the ult, just a little bit more damage. There you go. Wow, those things follow forever, man.
Yeah, once they lock on, they'll just track you down. But
but bot lane though, you have everyone. You got your mission accomplished. You camped out bot lane. You got your lane. A little bit more farmed, a little bit more ahead. Okay, it's done. You don't really necessarily need to keep doing it in order to, you're just putting them more far in the lead, but your other two lanes, you have your mid leaving, you have your top leaving.
The issue is that Pantheon is out of the game now, basically. So Pantheon, you need to farm early, and that's something that a lot of Pantheon players neglect is that early farm. But I'm sure he recognizes that. It's just at this point he doesn't have any options. So he recognizes, all right, I can't really lane against Darius because I'm so far behind. He's just going to pick up kills against me, and so he has to roam. He has to try and kill jungle minions to catch up. He has to try and gank successfully to catch up, and then try and snowball his team. But otherwise, there's just not a whole lot of options. So they do have an early advantage here. They are 1K gold ahead, but it's kind of like this impending doom for WhyTrollMe because Taipei Assassins, they have a very strong late game team, and they're just not ahead at this. WhyTrollMe isn't far enough ahead at this point to be successful there. But this is actually great from Cho'Gath setting up in the top lane, so they recognize every time Pantheon goes into lane, Darius is going to try and get a kill. So, all right, if you expect he's going to be really aggressive, try and get a kill. Why not counter gank it? Why not have Cho'Gath here ready for when Darius comes in to pick it up instead?
Hopefully, though, they can get it, though, because right now, Darius, he's pretty well farmed at this point. He's incredibly far ahead of Pantheon here. There is the pull. There is the spear stun. Keep him still. Rupture just barely missing. And there you go. That's a 3-level lead that Darius has over Pantheon.
Yeah, and even so, Darius still came out ahead, even with the help from Cho'Gath there. They weren't able to hit the Rupture. It would have been close. They might have had enough damage if they could. Ari, in the meantime, coming down bottom lane, but they do see her with the ward. They have enough control, with Sona and with Ashe. They should be able to get out of there, so she just turns around. Yep.
Yeah, so, there's the pink ward war going on over here on the tri-ramp. Just back and forth, pink ward, pink ward, pink ward. Got to take out your wards. Got to take out everything. But with that, there's a lot of good ward coverage here from the Assassins, pretty deep on into enemy territory. You got that one on the side brush too, entering the mid lane. But now you also got the Assassins top lane doing the same thing that WhyTrollMe was doing earlier. Got the jungle support hidden in the bush. Cho trying to do what he can here, and I'm just realizing this now too. Pantheon's 2 levels behind Cho. You might as well just do a jungle and lane switch at this point.
Yeah, it's kind of an awkward situation that they have themselves in. And actually, Darius and Nocturne could consider diving this. So Cho is very tanky. They have to watch out for that. He can clear waves and has enough CC. So they're not really going to go for it. But I don't know. This could kind of open up an opportunity for WhyTrollMe to go for this dragon if they recognize that Nocturne's up here, if Nocturne goes in after Cho.
But you got Ari still, Ari's right now in mid, convincingly putting Karthus behind, but Pantheon, where is he going?
He's actually jumping right onto bottom once again, gets the stun onto Sona, and there's the Leona ultimate to follow up.
Finish the job. Okay, there you go.
Yeah, and Bebe very in a dangerous kind of situation there, but the Karthus ult, they will back off. Bebe could actually turn this around with the red buff, just barely not able to grab it.
But in the meantime, during all that madness, top turret did go down. Nocturne and Darius tag teaming that thing. And also now looking to ravage WhyTrollMe's jungle in the process. So Cho can't really do much. He can't really do much here top lane. He's just going to have to sit there, chill, farm for a little while this pressure is just never ending coming in from Darius. What is he actually? Well, he's got quite a bit of gold on him, sure. Yeah, but almost nearly like 2K. He's got a lot of options, actually. There you go. Phage, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Possibly upgrade the boots, too. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see later on.
Yeah, and the issue is going to be how is Pantheon going to be involved with the late game. And people have always kind of talked about how Pantheon's late game falls off. It does to an extent, but he's actually very strong. I think he's underestimated for his late game, but not if you don't have any items. So the big thing with Pantheon late game is you can still play him like an assassin if you build pure damage, or you can play him as kind of like just a tanky bruiser, and that works fine. And you use your early game advantage to push yourself into the late game, but he doesn't really have that early advantage. He's really far behind on gold, so as a result, he's just going to be so squishy. At this point, he's going to need to play as an assassin, try and pick off Karthus. But it's going to be tough because everyone's going to be very survivable.
Oh, Fear Tether going down. Ari not going to be part of that. Charm missing. Wall Pain trapped in there. But here comes the rest of WhyTrollMe, and that is the indication. Spirit Rush going in. Wants to get the kill onto Nocturne. Will it be enough? One more rush. Yes, you're fine. And there you go. Karthus caught up in the middle of all that madness as well. Double kill for Ari. And the rest of the assassins are coming on in to help. But I think mission accomplished. Everyone's going to be sitting back from here on.
Yeah, and it's a 9-2 advantage for WhyTrollMe right now. I mean, they're getting the aggression that they want, but it's a false advantage. They're like lying to themselves because they're hardly ahead at all. They're 1K ahead because all the lanes are winning for farm for Taipei Assassins, and so that farm advantage, it keeps them in this game, and then they have a very strong late game. But a Dragon goes down. They have a 2K gold advantage right now, so if they can continue with the aggression here, they can potentially win this. Ari, her ultimate will be up in another 20 seconds, and every time it's up, they can try and pick up a kill.
But also, you do see here right now, even though the farm is purely superior in the Assassin's End, the big saving grace for WhyTrollMe is in Ari. 5-0-1, so incredibly well farmed. Oh, Ash Arrow just threading the needle, but here comes Karthus down, teleporting to the far ward, wants to get in on all this action. There's the Nocturnal coming in. Leona gonna get very low. The Ezreal giving Karthus a nice little shave, but meanwhile in the mid, you do have Darius missing the hook on Ari, decking out of the way. The Consume going in, and there you go. Cho will get the kill on Darius in the mid. WhyTrollMe, they're still in this, and now also they're given opportunities for their underfed Pantheon to actually get.
Well, they're more than in this. Yeah, they definitely they have some nice advantages at this point. Taipei Assassins able to grab that tower. The only concern is if they don't continue to pressure the advantages, then the game could turn against them. But WhyTrollMe, they have the nice early kills. Cho getting some nice damage there. Cho will be incredibly tanky and hard to deal with later on in the game. And so against Darius, one of the things you want usually is if you have a tanky front line, where Darius can't burst people down. If he just struggles to pick up those quick kills, then he can't snowball fights, and all of a sudden Darius becomes kind of a weak team fighter. But so that's kind of what Cho's job is just to be that tanky body, so that Darius can't get going in the fights. The issue is whether or not they have the damage to follow up, and they have plenty of burst damage, with Ari and Ezreal and Leona. It's just they're looking at almost like 4v5s because of how Pantheon's doing, but we'll see. He is starting to kind of catch up a little bit. He does have a Last Whisper now, so he's going for that quick armor pen build. Really going to be trying to drop down some of those squishies.
Got Cho. He's pretty big at the moment. He's got his full stacks on his ultimate as well. So he's going to be doing. He's going to be sticking in these fights a lot longer. He's got the Frozen Heart on him as well. So Darius and Nocturne are going to be a little bit weaker. And you also got the Abyssal too onto Ari. A lot of burst damage coming in. She's extremely well fed. Oh, we'll see how it goes. It's still incredibly close, but you do have a bot turret being grabbed for WhyTrollMe. Ezreal and Leona with the oracles as well, looking to clear all the coverage. But I don't think they should be getting too far. And Nocturne's close by. There is a ward in that bush. Can he get out of there? Sona getting caught there with the stun. And here comes Pantheon ulting in. This may be a little bit too overzealous. Pantheon gets in, and Ezreal goes down immediately. Leona is going to lose that Oracles. That was a little bit...
Yeah, Pantheon's also caught out as well, so he has very little options for escape.
The longest run trying to get away.
Oh, just flashing over the Nocturne
He just wants
Dust
to deny
Trail.
himself, but with that Karthus ult, he will be unable to, and there you go. Credit going to be going to Karthus.
Yeah, so the big thing is WhyTrollMe. Oh, the nice burst from Ahri, and so she will be able to get away from Nocturne as well. WhyTrollMe, they need to pressure their lead while they still have it, because there's always that impending threat that Taipei Assassins will come back. Karthus chasing down Ahri a little bit. She is fine. It was really nice for them to take down that bot tower. It was really nice for Leona to have the Oracles and try and clear out vision of the jungle so that they can, try and pressure this advantage and try and continue to get kills. The issue now is, a number of kills going to Taipei Assassins. That lead is cut drastically, and the Oracles lost. So, you have to consider how much gold they've spent on wards and Oracles. It's actually basically an even game right now as far as gold that is going into item builds.
Yeah.
But you have to consider, all right, it's even as far as gold into item builds, but the money is stacked unevenly for WhyTrollMe. They have Ahri, with a large discrepancy, with a large amount of it, and the rest of them are kind of low. Cho'Gath also with a large amount. Whereas Taipei Assassins, they have an even spread across the board, so all of them will be very strong.
Yeah, Darius getting the bigger chunk out of that one too. And if you want someone to have a lot of gold, in this lineup, it's either going to be Darius or Karthus. Either one would be amazing because it's a lot of damage output in these fights. So, but then again, with all this ward coverage though, there's pink wards are going down. It's being cleared out pretty quickly. These wards near bot are now a little bit irrelevant since the tower's been taken down, and right now WhyTrollMe is no longer having a presence in bot lane either, so those wards are a little bit of a waste.
Yeah, but actually Pantheon is doing a nice job of trying to keep himself up in farm now. Yeah. So, he lost a lot of early farm and a lot of early lane control, just, trying to snowball his other lanes. And it definitely makes sense. They wanted to see if they could maybe get bot lane into such a strong advantage where they can just constantly abuse Taipei Assassins by themselves, which, that would have been a nice kind of win condition for them. But now he recognizes, okay, there's no more kills to be had. I need to farm. He's been sitting up top a lot more, sitting in the jungle a little bit more. But they are set up mid in case they need another fight. We'll see if they force this.
Pantheon ult is up. Actually, everyone's ult is up. So, but then again, you do have the Assassins. They do have the fantastic initiation with the Ashe Arrow, the follow-up with the Sona ult. And we've talked a lot before about the Ashe Nocturne combo, which can be immensely deadly. Right on the backline, if you manage to get someone like Ezreal or Leona out of the fight immediately, that could be absolutely huge. Or even, best case scenario, you get Ahri.
Oh, but
Pantheon's jumping in. I think he's being a little bit too hasty on this one. No one's going to be a part of that explosion. There you go. Lil Ball's going immediately on the ult on to Ahri. Right now, Darius is going to be the first one going down. Karthus follows immediately. The Sona ult also going down. Karthus ult will not be... Oh, almost, he gets Pantheon with it.
Yeah, and
everyone else is very low. Oh my god.
Yeah, if Taipei Assassins had been able to stay in that fight just a little bit longer, they would have been able to pick up a number of more kills. Bebe actually walking into the bush. The volley picks up the kill, so
I
they
thought
are
the volley
okay.
was going to get a double on that
one.
Oh,
Ahri should be able to pick this up, barely surviving and
37
getting the burst
health.
onto Ashe. And now Nocturne and Sona are going to try and chase them down. Leona coming in, and actually Cho and Leona are both very low.
Hero support.
The Ignite
Hero
and
support.
Sona can get that kill and then pick up the kill into Cho. One
Power
more
cord,
attack.
something, anything. Hero support, B, amazing mistake. Nah, Cho's going to get it. Oh, Flash wants it. There you go. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's right. Aggressive supports. You can be that.
Aggressive playstyle, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. Just because you're support doesn't mean you can't make plays and get those kills. Period.
Yeah, really nice job. And they recognized they were low, so they wanted to kind of see if they could force it or poke them a little bit. So it was a good job by Bebe in particular to prevent those recalls. So the volley not only got a kill, but it also prevented the recalls, and then they saw how low they were. So they got kind of vision of them so that Sona knew, all right, yeah, I'm going to walk in. I'm going to try and see what I can do.
If everyone was a little bit low. Oh, Spirit Rush going down. Ahri wants to get even more damage down onto Karthus. Still wants to go into Charm. Going to be missing, unfortunately. I honestly thought, though, that last volley, like, if it was enough damage, it would have been hilarious, though. You just got a blind triple out of the bush. That would have been, that would have been
really cool.
That would have been definitely, like, tops or flops or something.
Here's the issue: is how strong Taipei Assassin's team is at this point. So, you know, Ashe, she has her Infinity Edge, which is where you want to see Ashe by this point. But Karthus, you know, almost done the Zonias. So once Karthus finishes the Zonias, just the fact that he's going to be able to survive a little bit longer in those fights and then still get off as much damage as he did. Darius is constantly, you know, making himself tankier and tankier. So, you know, maybe they struggle a little bit more trying to burst him down like they did in that last fight.
But it's, you know, it's been established now that Karthus, he's going to be, unfortunately, suiciding into a lot of these fights. So you might as well, you get the Zonias, they're a little bit safer, you can stick around for a little bit longer and just keep on dealing damage in the meanwhile. Well, you know, pink wards being purchased and placed here for WhyTrollMe. They know it's safe. They're going for the dragon, but it looks like they're going to be trading a tower for it, which is, I mean, it's still, you know, relatively even trade, but the question is, what do they do in response to the tower going down? Pantheon ult may have actually been a better decision to be used right here, but there you go, Rupture, everyone being split, Shirley is being popped. There you go, Leona's stun, not getting a whole lot and should be melting immediately, a little bit too far away from the rest of the team, and Pantheon is split away from everybody else, has to flash over the wall.
Yeah, so they're able to get out of there with only losing Leona, but Bebe, with the fantastic positioning in that last fight, actually diving towards them. So Leona threw off the ultimate, and instead of running back, because the Leona ult was thrown behind her, Bebe moved towards the enemy. So putting himself kind of out of position, but then able to, you know, kite around them. And really nice job, you know, not going down, so they couldn't get the engage that they want. And that's kind of the concern, is that WhyTrollMe, they're constantly, you know, concerned about the fact that with Sona and with Ashe, they get Taipei Assassins gets to dictate when the fights occur for the most part. Pantheon, one of his strengths is that he can force a fight anywhere, basically. If you just ult behind them, then they can't, you know, you have this wall where they're like, okay, well, we can't go back any further. But the kiting potential from Sona and Ashe is incredibly strong, as well as the initiation potential. And then, you know, as the game goes further, Ashe and Karthus are just going to be stronger and stronger. But the burst is working for WhyTrollMe if they can continue to make it happen.
Leona has re-bought the Oracles, knowing that, you know, they may be a little bit of a disadvantaged position. But here's the thing, though, is that the ward coverage from the Assassins is nearly ceased. Granted, yes, Sona did restock, so did Karthus. But for the time being, though, there's not really a whole lot to clear, because the Assassins just go in and muscle in really wherever they need to. Karthus will take the point. He may very well die, but look, he's got the Zonias now, so he's going to be a little bit safer. And he's going to be the first one chunked out anyway, and he can still manage to grab those kills. That ult does a fair amount of damage as well, almost getting the level 3 in that. Should have that shortly. But look, Sona's got her Oracle as well. Pantheon, what are you... They're looking for these aggressive engagements. He's trying to force the fight, but I don't think they have the damage to follow up on this. And Pantheon should be going down pretty quickly. There you go, Ashe getting that kill. Zonia's in the middle of the fight. Karthus trying to do some damage. Everyone gets away. Double kill for the Ashe. Leona's a little bit too far in the back line. Shut down, coming down.
Karthus is going to grab it.
Karthus grabs the Leona kill. I don't agree with that initiation at all.
Yeah, they're trying to force fights really quickly, and they, you know, while they still have that burst damage, because they recognize Taipei Assassins has such a strong late game that they can't allow the game to go on much longer. They need to pick up kills. Unfortunately, it didn't work, so Taipei Assassins now has the advantage. They're going to be able to take down this mid turret, maybe even get an inhibitor here. They should actually be able to grab it, as long as Cho can't have this epic defense. They dodged the Rupture for a second there, so they will grab this.
You should grab it.
And
there's
the
hook right as the tower goes down.
No, they're actually going to back off.
So that's okay. So here's the thing about Pantheon ult, and you know, this is a nice little tip for the new players as well. Granted, it's fantastic damage. It's great follow up, and you can single someone out in the middle of a fight. As an initiation tool, it's not the greatest thing in the world.
Oh, it's actually not that bad, because when they changed it, it's become more like Fiddlesticks ult, because they reduced the duration of the casting time. It used to be so insane. Like, I'm sure a lot of you guys, most of you guys remember it, but you can, because they know, all right, the kiting potential for Sona and Ashe is so strong. Pantheon is kind of their means of initiation, because they just want him to get in the back line. He's not very tanky, which is the issue. Is if Pantheon was building tanky Pantheon, it would make a little bit more sense. But he's just trying to form a cutoff where Taipei Assassins can't get out of there.
But here's the thing, though. This is AoE damage a lot from WhyTrollMe. You know, Ari, you get the orb. Everyone's in a tight line. Rupture is, you know, meant to hit people in close quarters. And same thing with the Leona ult trying to follow up. You have the Pantheon ult being the first thing in the fray. You have the circle come down, and everyone splits. Yeah, which really reduces the effectiveness of the Leona ult. There's a nice ward, though. The stun going in on the little balls. He's actually going to get caught out here. Very nice. That was good. That was amazing.
Yeah, but a lot of ults are down, and they're still going for this. So I'm kind of surprised that they're forcing this Baron, but I think that Taipei Assassins could almost win the 4v5.
Ult is up. This could be extremely bad. There is the Ashe arrow to start off everything. There you go. Darius in the middle of this, and this could be a very bad situation if the crescendo comes in just the next moment or two. There you go. Just looking to kite him.
Oh, but they can go in on this now.
They could go. There's Troll's being popped. There's the ult. 2 members of WhyTrollMe are in that. They're dancing. They're dead. Cho is just barely going to be able to get out of there. Ezreal trying to get whatever damage he can, but he's going to be caught behind, unfortunately, the dunk for the double.
Yeah, and they're going to get this Baron. Oh, actually, Karthus is too low on mana, so it's going to be tough.
They can try.
Wow, they're going to go for it anyway.
They're still attempting it, and you know what? Darius is fairly tanky enough with some heals from... Oh, there you go.
Yeah, really nice job. They do have to back off, though. So you see... Oh, no, Karthus has the teleport.
Okay,
well, there you go.
So he goes back, he heals, throws down the ult, and now he's back in this.
Yeah, Karthus can easily take this by himself, basically. He has enough damage. Darius will provide a little bit more tanking. So the Baron does go down very quickly. Nice play from Taipei Assassins. And you saw, you know, WhyTrollMe trying to force the Baron, and they didn't have the damage output to deal with even a 4v5 for Taipei Assassins, and that's the issue. Is the AoE damage is, you know, from Karthus is so devastating.
Yep.
But it's also the fact that they have a better team fight team. You know,
it's a superior initiation coming in from Ashe.
Yeah, and so they can kite, and so that's what you saw at the beginning of the fight. They're not, you know, forcing just a head-on brawl initiation. They're just, you know, slowly wearing them down. They're using the Ashe volleys and the Sona movement speed in order to move back and forth and, you know, not allow a full engage from WhyTrollMe. But then with the follow-up, they're able to chase them down.
So now you got the Assassins. They've got the Baron. They've got the power position, and they're looking incredibly strong as they're forcing, you know, going out into this mid game here. Darius on his own, pushing up the mid. They can take whatever objectives they want. They just go ahead, probably just more likely push up straight mid, grab out an inhibitor, and just get the other lanes from there. But I hopefully we'll not see any, because this would be a terrible position to try and Pantheon ult and try and force something when the other team has Baron. And hopefully we won't be seeing that anytime soon. You know, preferably if you're gonna be diving in on a tower, I'd like to see that. But hopefully no reckless abandon here.
Yeah, so they will pressure this bottom lane. And Ashe has enough range where Ashe can actually poke down the towers pretty easily. Doesn't have to worry about that hard of an initiation, but she will need to kind of be careful. But even if they kill Ashe, the rest of the team, you know, should be able to pick up those kills very easily. But Ashe with the volley and with the movement speed will be able to get out of there. They have the wall as well, so they can kind of shut down those fights. And so they can just push in, so they get the bot turret and then transition over for this inhibitor.
So here you go, wave is pushing, there's no tower to defend, it is down. They should just be able to force this one out pretty easy. Taipei Assassins going in. You got Ashe from a distance, there you go, arrow going down onto Pantheon. Does manage to flash out of there, but Cho caught in the back, taking out the tank first. Sona ult doesn't get really anything, but you know, it's fine, it's okay. They can just transition to tier 3 and bot, easy.
Yeah, and they're actually just going to tank this, and they're going to take it down pretty quickly, so it's not that big of a deal. Lil Balls will have to watch out, but they will be able to grab this. Karthus is actually pulling back the lane, but it's going to be 2 inhibitors down, and WhyTrollMe, they can't even fight this. The late game is too strong for Taipei Assassins.
They push from here, because you know, top lane is a little bit too far pushed out. It's a little bit unrealistic to try and get that.
Oh, Ashe picking up the kill into Ahri. The flash, one last attack, can't quite get it, but Leona actually coming in, but is very low, has to back off, and Darius is here along with Nocturne. They pick up the kill into Pantheon, and then chasing Ezreal into the bush. They're able to get out of there, but the charm onto Stanley. Stanley very close to going down. Ezreal actually already picks up that kill, and so they have to back off, but Taipei Assassins is still in control. 3 members are down. They grab another Nexus turret, and they might actually go for this. No, they're going to back off, and then continue to push later.
Play it safe, go back, heal up a little bit. You know, bot lane is pushing pretty well, but that's really just kind of negligible at this point, though. They still have a great position here. How much time's left on the Baron? You got about a minute left. You got a pretty good chunk of what you did have. Just checking out the jungle creeps on the way back. You're going to buy yourself something nice. And then I think at this point, though, they can just really push for the win at this point. You know, they have the pressure. They have the team fight control. They have the initiation. They don't necessarily need another Baron to finish this out.
Yeah, so we'll see what they end up doing, but they should be able to push right down that middle lane pretty easily. They might decide to play kind of safe, go down that top lane, just push right in, and that would be fine. So we'll see how WhyTrollMe will kind of deal with it, but it's really just it's going to be too difficult for them to defend at this point. Like they don't have a lot of options. Already going with the Deathfires, so that can help if they can try and burst someone down, but Taipei Assassins as a whole, they just have so many late game damage dealers. And so many frontline tanks. It's going to be very difficult for WhyTrollMe to win any fights at this point.
Everyone from TrollMe, they're assembling in the mid. Sans Ezreal, they're just looking to defend. They really can't push out a whole lot. Baron should be coming back up at about a little bit before the 37th minute, so might as well just clear everything out in preparation for it. Top lane, Karthus is going to be pushing that. Toys wants this nice little army to go ahead. They're aiming for the tier 2 in top lane. Just clear up, we got some missed objectives. Might as well just go clean them up.
Yeah, and so they are going to be pushing down this top lane, and they can clear it fairly easily. Lil Ball is actually waiting in the bush to see if anyone's going to be coming up through the jungle, but the top turret is undefended. They are going to be able to grab that, and then they have the initiation for the next fight.
And even then, you have the tier 3 here, but you have super minions pushing in 2 other lanes. There's not really a whole lot of time for WhyTrollMe to defend this, so if they want to make a move, they have to do it pretty soon. Show Rupture getting a pretty good chunk. But this can't go on forever. Someone has to be defending.
Well, the big thing is all those minions are pushing on the Nexus. Pantheon has to run over there. Yeah. Darius actually going. So Darius is split pushing because they are all distracted, and they might actually force an engage. That Nexus turret is very close to going down, but they can push this and then try and grab it.
It's either they're going to defend the tower or they're going to lose the tower. They're going to lose the tower either way. So you might as well just make the tough decision, fall on back. Ash Arrow going down onto Cho, but they're not going to choose to initiate on that. He is still pretty tanky despite the earlier attempt. But there you go, Nexus, second one going down, and this is it, the last stand. Ari trying to make something happen, Nocturne going straight on in. We go in the middle, and the Sona ult, keeping Ezreal still. I hear the Zonia's going off. Karthus is going to be safe, but there you go, Nexus is open at this point in time. Leona does go down, does fall. Sona in back, trying to poke with
Taipei Assassins easily winning this game.
There you go.
Really nice job. I mean, WhyTrollMe, they had some nice early aggression. For a long part of the game, they had some gold advantages. They were able to pick up a number of kills, but the late game from Taipei Assassins was so strong, and WhyTrollMe never able to really push that advantage to anything profound, to anything really clear cut where they could win the game.
Yeah, and, the initiation potential, as you start hitting the mid game, you start hitting the late game, really shine for the Taipei Assassins. Well, it's Ash Arrow.
Yeah,
it's Ash Arrow. It's just an amazing tool, straight on out. But there you go. So 2-0, Taipei Assassins going to be moving on to the grand finals. But do come back tomorrow morning. Corsair, Thermaltake Dragons. One of them is going to be joining the Assassins in the grand finals, so we're going to find out what happens on there. Plus, also, what do we got? What do we got for the show match tonight? I can't remember.
I think it's 4-0 maybe 4-0 and Legion.
I think so.
I'm not sure.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
But that day, as always, we'll be announcing the match stuff as the time gets a little bit closer, around 5 o'clock. We should be starting that. We'll have the Reddit post, we'll have the tweets, we'll have everything you need to keep you informed. But with that too. As always, that's the wrong overlay. There you go. As always, keep up with everything we're doing here at IGN Pro League, at IGN Pro League on Facebook, on Twitter, IPL LL on Twitch and YouTube, and IPL LL replays if you want to send us something. We got the top 5s, we got the flops, which actually, new flops video came out today.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the intro.
It's every time we do a flop intro, just one of our guys like Ron comes up to me, he's like, "How can we kill you this week?" And it just kind of goes from there.
That's basically a lot of the conversation, yeah.
Pretty much how it's, well, actually, there was a lot of conversation at Curse House, too. Just everyone in chat was just like, how do we kill a hat person? I think the standing offer was like $5K to Kobe to kill me.
$5K?
$5,000. Like right there.
5,000?
5,000. No, stop thinking about it. No, it's not happening. But hey, we'll see you guys next time. We'll see you tonight for the show match. NA show matches all this week. We will see you tomorrow for the other semifinal for the IPL5 Taiwan qualifiers. But until then, I think we're pretty much done here, and we will see you guys next time.